If somebody said to me, you're going to be paddleboarding with Steve Hewitt, I'd be like, no freaking way. Here I am. How cool is that? When you start a business, I don't think there is any balance, Steve, to be honest with you. The COVID happened.
Yep.
I went online, I did a post. We have a no obligation subscription, you can cancel any time. Cancel.
What possessed you to do that and make that decision?
There's about 500-600 people in the room. He said, have you got imposter syndrome? I went, no, I'm shit at loads of things and I'm okay with that. We're more than just a product. When I created this, I created it for every single woman in my life that's gone before me. I don't expect 100% from anybody. We could be a £20 million, £30 million business and so on. Was I capable of that? I don't think I was. And I didn't want to make the mistake finding out.
Hi, how are you doing? Are you winning?
Hi. There's a speed limit.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think we're going to break it.
Ah, you might, I definitely won't.
So we're just talking about
Yes.
do stuff that frightens you every day.
Yeah.
So you're in your 50s, not highlighted by me, highlighted by you many times in the media.
Yeah.
When people get to their sort of 50s, they're thinking about retiring.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did the entire opposite to that by actually going out and taking probably what I think is one of the biggest risks that people will take in their outside their personal life, which is actually starting their own business.
Yeah.
Why on earth? What possessed you to do that and make that decision?
Okay, so first of all, what I will say is I am a risk taker.
Have you always been a risk taker?
I have, but I didn't know that until a few years ago, because you don't know, you just know the person you are.
Yeah.
And you think that everyone's the same, right?
Yeah.
I come from a family, my single parent, we had nothing. Survival was what it was about. And whether that was keep myself safe, because my mum worked nights when I was 13,
Yeah.
and I was on my own, or food. It was about practicality. So I think my risk taking is more practical, solution focused. It's like I see a means to an end and I just have to do it.
So it sounds like one of your superpowers is you're bloody resilient.
100%, but I don't think I saw it as a superpower in the sense of I wasn't any different to anyone else growing up on my street. We were all similar and we just had to get on with stuff. There was no one to guide us, we just had to do it. So I didn't know I was resilient until quite recently, to be honest with you.
Almost you're in it and you're almost looking back, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Now you just said something is really interesting. You said everybody in your street was sort of in the same situation, same place.
Yeah.
Yet I'm sure, I may be wrong here, but I'm sure that not every single person in your street went on to set up what is becoming a real iconic, not only Birmingham, Midlands based, but UK based brand. So what did you have that they didn't then?
I've got ADHD that was only diagnosed a couple of years ago.
Right.
What does that mean? It means my brain never stops. I can't stand still. It's just not in my nature to do nothing. And I think being practical, being solution focused, I think I was always destined to do something, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Obviously in this day and age, mental health is a big talking sensitive point, and rightly so. So work-life balance, how do you sort of see that? I get this question asked a lot of me, is how do you work out your work-life balance? The way that I've always answered that is the two have just always blended in because I've never seen work as work. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I think it's different for different people, isn't it? So, as I said, I never switch off, and I think, as you well know, when you start a business, I don't think there is any balance, Steve, to be honest with you, at the beginning. You know, I remember working 18-hour days at my computer. Margot would go off to school when I started Absolute Collagen. I'd be on my computer.
Yeah.
She'd come back lunchtime. I'd be on my computer. She'd come back after school. I'd be on my computer.
Yeah.
She'd go out with a friend. She'd come back, and I'd be on my computer. And I think it's easy to forget those days. So I think at the beginning, and I say to any founder, business shouldn't be difficult. Everything is signposted as long as you've got a good business model and a good product. But it's bloody hard work. And I think you've got to be prepared for that. When it comes to the team, that's different. And I do think, I don't expect 100% from anybody. I expect 70%.
Yep.
And I think that's realistic. I think that's respectful.
Yep.
And that gives them room for when there is a push, they got a little bit left in the tank.
Yep.
And I think everybody deserves a work-life balance, to be honest with you. I think that's been the beauty of being different generational business. Me and my daughter, she's taught me a lot, being the different generation, because I think our generation, we just work.
Yeah, yep.
And actually, I don't know if it's right.
And just you've obviously got quite a young team at Absolute Collagen. We're both of an age where sort of old school work ethic was a real, what's the word, almost KPI, so it was a measurement. My view of that, by the way, has completely changed. How do you deal with, you know, your relentless work ethic when maybe, and you hear a lot, the 20-something-year-old who are very bright, very talented also can be a little bit entitled. So how do you manage that?
I think you have to be really open-minded and really respectful.
Yeah.
I think I can't expect anybody to be like me. The thing my mum taught me is just because somebody doesn't do it your way, it doesn't make them wrong. And I think, you know, I had this conversation recently with a friend. It's like, oh my God, you know, everyone's stressed, everyone's got anxiety, what's going on with the world? And I kind of get that. We need to build resilience. And I say to my team, I get anxious. And they say, do you?
Yeah.
I say, it's part of the human condition, all right? We're only ever human. And I have learned not to expect everybody to be like me.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I've got a balance now. I brought on a CEO, and I'm sure we'll go on to that. And I do have a balance, hence we're doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
But I just think that you can expect so much. You've got to respect people.
So showing vulnerability, you being the one who shows vulnerability to the team, I sense that's been really helpful for you, but also more importantly for them, right?
I think my journey, my whole life has been vulnerable, to be honest with you, Steve. I mean, I'm adopted, as I said, my mother was an alcoholic. I came from the wrong side of a wrong council estate, believe it or not, there is one. I was the scruffy one at school because my mum wasn't there to get me ready for school. Yeah. I've always been vulnerable, so I don't know any different. When it comes to emotional, I still will, I'm happy being vulnerable. I did a talk last October and this guy said to me, there's about 500-600 people in the room. He said, have you got imposter syndrome? I went, no, I'm shit at loads of things and I'm okay with that.
The one thing that I see a lot, and I'm sort of smiling and half chuckling as you're talking about imposter syndrome, the amount of leaders that I come across, or CEOs, founders, CEOs generally, or people within the senior leadership team, it's generally the people who are the most senior in the business. The amount of imposter syndrome, the pretense that goes on is unbelievable.
Interesting.
And actually when they work out that actually having the ability just to open up, not only supercharges them, but it supercharges everybody else around them, right? So,
I think one of my strengths, well, I know it's a strength, and I know it's a strength of building Absolute Collagen, is right on day one, I knew the stuff I wasn't good at. Yeah. And I brought people in brilliant at the stuff I wasn't good at.
Did you do that right from the start?
Right from the beginning.
That's awesome.
Darcy made sure we didn't kill anybody with our product.
I'm going to come on to Darcy in a little while, actually.
Operations, I'm not great. I ran out of stock. Tech is not my thing. I had the idea. I had the vision. And it was about me bringing, if I hadn't brought people on board, we wouldn't be here today.
Okay.
And I'm really comfortable bringing people in that are far superior to me. Yeah. Far superior. And I think a lot of leaders fear that.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Let's just switch a little bit back to more personal stuff.
Yeah.
If that's okay with you.
Of course it is.
Bit of quick fire.
Yeah.
Restaurant or cinema?
Depends on the film. I'm never going to be simple with my restaurant.
Weekday or weekend?
Not bothered.
So, all the same, right?
Afraid so. Go on, carry on, next one.
Just back to cinema, actually. Favourite movie of all time?
Oh, God, I knew you were going to ask me this question. Favourite movie of all time? I like Gentleman. It was on years ago.
Yeah, the original.
The original.
Yeah. Yeah, the sort of the sequels or the new iterations are never the same, right?
And Madagascar.
Oh,
Love Madagascar.
yeah,
Africa. Hilarious.
Very, very funny. Very, very funny. Of all the places you visited,
Yeah.
your favourite place, and you cannot say Newcastle upon Tyne.
India.
India. I've never been to
Oh
India.
my God, Steve, you've got to go.
I've never been.
It is the most beautiful, chaotic place you will ever go.
I've been to Sri Lanka and
Been to Sri Lanka
I
too.
remember going in a taxi there, and I was like, I literally had to close my eyes, and I was like, this
Oh,
is...
you think Sri Lanka's bad?
Well, I said... So
Oh my God.
So I was chatting to some people in Sri Lanka, and I said, oh my goodness me, this is like, I'm really struggling to handle this. And they went, you need to go to India. This is a piece of cake. Oh, hold on, we've got to give these guys a little bit of a wave.
Oh, hello, peeps.
Well, can we swap?
Yeah, definitely swap.
She's actually got a glass of champagne in her hand.
I
What is
saw
going on
that.
here?
How fabulous.
Second part of that question,
Yeah.
place that you haven't visited that you would love to go to.
Oh, that, I reckon it's got to be Japan.
Japan, yeah, I've never been to Japan either. Question, right?
Yeah.
So I do a lot of work with a lot of brands, sometimes where there's families involved, not always.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely where there's friends involved, but family is, there's no stronger bond. I always look at that and go, oh, that's great when it goes well and everybody's getting on.
Yep.
What happens when it doesn't go well? How do you deal with that without it being, Darcy, sorry, you're not coming to my Sunday barbecue because we fell out on Friday. How do you guys deal with that? And also, again, next part to that question would be, does the personal, the mum, the daughter relationship get merged into just work chat? And then also, how do you deal with that?
I think, and this sounds a bit bizarre, I've got to backtrack a little bit. When I left their dad, it was the hardest thing I ever did.
Yeah.
My girls had a perfect life
Yeah.
to the outside world, but we weren't happy. I knew we weren't happy, and I didn't want my girls thinking it was a fully functioning, loving relationship, and I didn't want history repeating itself. So, very hard for both of us, we split up. It became the three of us. We bought a rat-infested pit, and we did it up.
Where in?
In Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
My girls would come home from school, they would put their hard hats on. Darcy was 13, Margot was 11.
Yeah.
We'd go around the house deciding what to do. We became a team then. And I relied on them a lot. They were my purpose in life. They're everything to me. And I empowered them right from a very, very early age. So I'm one of those mums that if you invite me for dinner, I will probably bring my children no matter what age they are, because why wouldn't you?
You want them to spend time with you all the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain times I wouldn't.
So what happens when you are super passionate about a subject in your business? Let's call it, I don't know, it could be anything from a people topic to strategy to ESG to whatever it is, and actually Darcy fundamentally disagrees, or vice versa. How do you then handle that situation? Again,
if we go back a bit, I got AC to a point where we were able to get investment.
To what level was that?
17 million.
17.
Yeah, and I said to the team, which was very few of us, Darcy, Rich, Brad, tech guy, what do you guys want? And they said, we'll take it forward. I said, fine. So as a family, we took money off the table and sold shares. I'd done my bit. I'd done what I set out to do.
Yeah.
It's now over to them. Don't get me wrong, I'm 100% still there. So how I navigate that, sometimes you get to a junction, Steve, and either direction could be the right way.
Yeah.
You have to respect the people you have on board.
Yeah.
My intuition is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
If I feel very, very passionate about something, I will say, Darcy and I are quite aligned. I think as the mother, as the older person in the relationship, I have to be the big one. And there's sometimes I want to talk to Darcy about something and I know she's not ready. I can tell just by looking at her. She doesn't want to hear it. She's got too much on her mind. I leave it till I can tell she's ready. And I don't know if that happened with you and Ben at all, because it's similar.
I think it comes down to trust, right?
Yeah.
Even if you disagree with them, unless it's a decision that you think is going to kill the business.
That's it.
Yeah. And it really has to be defining as it's going to kill the business, then actually you have to let them get on with it and when it doesn't work out, and majority of the time it doesn't work out because you've got certainly in my case, the grey hair, you've got a bit more experience. When they do finally get into their heads that actually that was the wrong decision, not sort of saying at the end of it, I told you so, but sort of saying, right, okay, now how do we regroup and get better? Because it's back to that old graph. You learn, you definitely learn by the theory, by Googling stuff, and we've all Googled stuff. You then learn a little bit more by putting that Googling stuff into practice. Yep. But you learn far, far, far quicker by making mistakes, and as long as it doesn't kill the business.
I totally agree with that. Being agile is quite scary, but you need to be. So I think for me, empowering my children, as I said, is really important to me, and they've got to feel pain in order to grow.
Yeah.
They have to think, shit, I made a mistake there.
Yeah.
Whether it's in their personal life or their business life, or how the hell are they ever going to learn? And as you said, unless it's going to derail the business to a degree that we go bankrupt or something goes really, really wrong, it's about letting them get on with it. And actually, majority of the time, she knows more than me in certain, most of the time in certain areas, we've got different strengths. And so we kind of work in different areas, and I think that works. And bringing in a CEO meant I could go back to being mum of sorts, which was good.
The difference between CEO and founder is that a founder, you can be on the business, but not in the business.
And the CEO can deliver the shit that I don't have to.
And vice versa, right? And I think that's how we used to talk to, or the roles that me and Ben used to play quite a lot. He was on the business, keeping the vision, as he would talk about, and I'm going to talk about AC in a minute in terms of where it's headed, but basically a view of Gymshark was born to outlast generations.
And that's a key trick, passing it on to generations. That's very, very difficult with any bit. Look at Marks and Spencer's, they clawed it back.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, that's very important.
So I think when you've got that exchange of somebody being on the business as the sort of the real true visionary, and a CEO who's probably a much better, most founders are not very good executionalists.
Commercial.
Yeah, operational.
Yeah.
You know, some founders are not good with people. I mean, actually, you're probably you're in a very small group from the founders I meet.
I always put the team first. I'd never done this before. I hadn't worked since I was 25.
Yeah.
I gave up work to look after my stepchildren, then we had children. I was very, very privileged to be a stay-at-home mum, very happy stay-at-home mum.
Yeah.
And what we'd built, we'd never done it before, Steve. We were doing everything from our house. We weren't blending it, but we were packing and running CS. And my point of reference is always, we never, ever want to let anyone down. And we always do the next right thing. I could see, we could be a £20 million, £30 million business and so on. Was I capable of that? I don't think I was. And I didn't want to make the mistake finding out. I was the one that said, I think we need investment, let's have a look around.
Yep.
Everyone else did the work. So when due diligence came along, it was Brad, Darcy and Rich.
Who did the work?
I did the communication.
So you're the face, the front?
Yeah, they did the grunt work, and boy, yes, it was grunt work.
Yeah, it's like...
you've been through it. We're taking the main people out of the business for 9-10 months.
Well, it's like having a second full-time job.
100%, and it mustn't be underestimated.
Yeah, and your advice to founders, CEOs, majority shareholders, when looking for investment, what's the one or two things you would give them recommendations on?
We had 3 or 4 offers on the table.
Yep.
We didn't go with the one that offered the most money.
Yep.
It was never about money.
No.
We never went with the one that was going to grow us the fastest, and that's always the one that shocks people because it's a journey for us. And I wanted desperately to be part of all of us, to be part of that journey and to learn. And I wanted somebody that was human and was going to attract great people around the board. And that was what I was looking for. That's what we all looked for, actually.
It's very, very similar to us. It's like getting married.
Yeah.
So make sure that you date.
Yes.
And on that dating process, you really understand who you're going to get married to, because divorce is costly.
Yeah.
And a waste of time, right? Especially when you're running a fast-growing business. So for me, it's like getting married. So a lot of people get seller's remorse. I detect no seller's remorse here.
So what I will say as a founder is we all have visions, right? The horizon's there. And I think when we did the investment, there was probably 2 weeks where I no longer woke up and went, bills to pay, what have I got to do today? But I love that anyway.
Yeah.
I love that adrenaline. You reach that horizon and then it goes right over there. So you never ever reach the horizon. And I quite like that as well, to be honest with you.
Maxine in 5 years' time?
Yeah.
Give me the view of what Maxine looks like in 5 years' time, and I'll scoot and get this.
But we are going to have collagen, darling.
Oh, I'd love that.
Need our protein while we're doing it.
I'm going to ask you a question about colour palette in a
Yes.
second. Yeah, so 5 years from now, what do you look like?
5 years' time, do you know what I really, 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 really want to do?
Go on.
I want to run around the UK. You weren't expecting
Say that
were you?
again?
I want to run around the UK.
Oh my, you're a lunatic.
I am.
Like, Mark Bridie said you're a lunatic, but you're a proper lunatic.
Yeah.
I'm not coming with you, by the way.
You can come on a bit of it. The reason I want to do it, so I've written a book, and I'm not going to release it until maybe one day when we're not in Absolute Collagen.
Theme of the book, or can you not even tell me that?
It's my story, which, you know, little old me, council-sized kid, no business experience, built a 30 million pound business, whatever, right, created an industry that did not exist, very similar to yourselves. Part of that book has been my journey of when I discovered collagen, how I discovered it, that journey I went on when I stripped myself bare of every single external mask in order to fall in love with myself and accept myself. Because all my life, I never thought I was enough, ever. Like, never. I was always, you know, I was the stain in people's life when I was a kid. Seriously, my brother didn't like me, nobody. I was probably a pain in the arse as well.
So has the driver been acceptance?
Acceptance. But my acceptance of me. I'm not after approval from anyone else.
Yeah, just you.
I just needed to, by proving myself to myself, I've accepted myself. I see so many women in my age going through this journey where they get to a certain age, the kids are grown up, they've dedicated their whole lives to everyone else. So the whole book is about that, and it's about finding you.
And it's interesting actually, you talk about women of your age will resonate with that, and 100% very. But I actually think anybody is going to resonate with that, especially if you're a female.
I think so, you know, but I see so many other absoluters who are consumers, they call themselves absoluters, who go through this, they get lost at a certain age, because like, okay, now I'm 45, 50, the kids are grown, what about me? Where am I in this?
Yeah.
And it's about teaching them to take time out to look at you. And I always say, whenever I give somebody a yellow sachet, I'm giving them their spotlight, not for them to go, I'm here, everybody. They can put it there and they can see themselves, probably for the very first time, because that was my journey.
I've mentioned colour palette a couple of times. I always see you're always in yellow. Even the bloody paddleboard's in yellow.
Yep.
And the paddle itself, why yellow? Where did
Do you
that come
know,
from?
so when I started, I went to a branding agency, somebody that a friend had used, that he'd already kissed all the frogs in branding, because there's a few, right? And you can cost a fortune.
And there's some terrible ones. out
And
there.
some terrible ones. And he found this one, and I went to her, she got me. She completely got me. And we went with yellow. I said I really like yellow.
That's the question, why?
Right.
Why did she get you?
She saw me, she saw my vulnerability, she didn't treat me like anything other than, she just got me. She got the essence of what Absolute Collagen was about. Even then, we were more than just a product. When I created this, I created it for every single woman in my life that's gone before me in order to make my life simple. And that includes all my aunties that were big buxom women that worked their tits off time and time again for their family, right?
Yeah.
And she got that. She got that it wasn't about making money, it was about empowerment.
So it was more than just a product.
I think, it
Because
is.
most people start with product, don't they? It's more than a...
Well, we 100% start with product. You know, I discovered I was extracting collagen in my kitchen, realised it was brilliant. My friends were asking for it. So we did start with the product first, but it was never, I want a multi-million-pound business. It was about, I need to bring this out to every woman that I can to empower them, because I have no desire to look 21 either. I'm 58 and I'm pretty okay with that, right? I'm really not bothered by age. I'm more bothered by health. Health's really important. You know, I like to do stuff. So it was about empowering them. And the yellow just felt sunny, it just felt right. And if you go back to the 90s, early 2000s, in marketing, they said, don't use yellow. And yet,
That's
how
right,
many
yeah.
yellow brands are there
I
now?
mean, yellows, it's used very seldom.
Yeah, you're right. Now there's a lot of beauty brands that are yellow. I just think it got me, you know, and I did know that I had a vision about it being on shelf. I had a vision about it. We're not in retail, we might think about it. I had a vision about it standing out. I knew the market was going to be big. I knew I was creating something that was going to be copied. I knew my product had to stand up and be counted. And I had to stand in front of it and be counted. Yeah. And so yellow was the colour, 100%.
And can I just go back to the people, because we've had this conversation many times, but people build businesses, people build brands. The amount of brands that I've seen, touched, been a part of in over a 30-year career, not many people can build. So they can build a phenomenal business model, they can build product that solves problems, but are not very good at building environments.
Interesting.
And culture is the most overused word, I'd say, but you have done, and you get talked about, Absolute Collagen gets talked about this topic a lot, so positively. So what have you, Darcy, the rest of the wider team done to create that environment?
You know, it's a really interesting topic, and we always looked at Gymshark. To be honest, your culture is always, you were the first that created a culture that people were speaking about, but it gets overused. You have to understand it. It cannot just be a word you use. You have to get it.
Yeah,
right?
or just giving them their birthdays off. It doesn't just build the environment,
no,
right? Yeah.
No way. And I can honestly say that Darcy is responsible for that. Darcy...
With your influence, or was it actually the opposite way around, where she was influencing you in this regard?
I think we both just did the right thing by people.
Because you care.
Because we bloody care.
Yeah.
And, you know, our first customer service person never answered couldn't even switch on a computer. She was a hairdresser, but I knew she was right. I knew she'd get her. I knew she would get the Absolute. So she was the person I want. Our first social media person, never done social media before, but I knew they're both still with us. She was the person I want because she got it. And so that's how you build a culture.
And I don't know if you found it, but we definitely found it, is the most talented person available may not be right for your business, because I will say this, always start your first interview question around somebody's value set. Because when your value set doesn't have to be the same, but I think it has to be similar, then you almost, the environment build at that point becomes a lot easier, because everybody sort of treats people in the same way.
Yeah. That's so important.
Their approach
and if it's wrong, they really stick out.
It's like a sore thumb.
For them. It's uncomfortable for them, isn't it? Yeah. We've had a couple of people, and not by any fault of their own, it's been completely wrong, and they felt so uncomfortable. And I just think that's testimony. But when you're talking about the board, this is something I've had to come to terms with, and I've not had to come to, I've leaned into and opened my vision. We've got very different people around the board for very different reasons. One of them is...
Are you talking about the non-execs? Are you talking about the...
I'm talking the senior board, like senior people on the board.
Chair.
Yeah, non-exec, directors. Not all of them have EQ.
Yeah. In fact, many of them don't.
No, but if you need that. One of them is really, really corporate. And sometimes I just like, oh my God, but we need that.
Skill set, you need that lane.
And he sees things differently, and you need that difference around the board. And it's no point getting a whole lot of me on the board, it'd never work.
My view is they need to do this, but also you need to do this, is every 12 months you need to go, does this person need to reapply for their position?
Interesting.
Because your business moves on, especially when you're in a high growth environment. So it's better you being the CEO and being the right CEO up to 17 million, but not now the right CEO beyond that.
Million.
Same thing with your board. The board that gets you to, I'll make the numbers up, 50 million may not be the same board. Any monumental errors you have made building what is now, as I said, becoming a very fast household UK brand?
We were in a really shit situation with our blender at one point, and we could not get it. It's difficult to blend. I found two ways in my kitchen. If you imagine you've got 8 grams of powdered glue, because collagen's glue, and you put a tiny bit of water and it gloops. I went to blender, he said, Maxine, I've been blending 25 years, this is a really stupid formula, it won't blend. I went, you're right, but these are the two things I do. He phoned me up 2 weeks later and he went, oh my God, bloody hell, well done you. Because I'm solution focused, and I just tried lots of different things. We had a problem with the blender and we were running out of stock, and we gave the formula to somebody. the way we did it. Was that a mistake?
Did you own the IP at this point?
No, we've never owned the IP on. We've never patented it, rather, because all you've got to do is change one little ingredient and they'll copy it. So actually, is it bloody worth it?
It's
right?
not. For the time and the money, probably not.
Yeah, giving our process to somebody who wasn't trustworthy was something I lost sleep over for a long time. Yep. He now blends for some of our competitors. The positive, because I always find a positive in everything, it's grown the market. If we were the only collagen brand out there, who would be thinking this worked? Yeah. And actually, weirdly enough, competition
keeps you on your toes.
Keeps you alive, keeps you present, keeps you considered. So it's helped grow the market. So what could have been, but we were shit street, we had to do something. Nobody can blend to 8 grams. Like, nobody can blend to 10 mil. We have that's ours, no one can take that away, which is why a lot of them are bigger. Yep. And it's okay. It's absolutely okay because it's grown the market. What I will say is whenever we spend, everyone grows. Probably you see that yourself, but you have to take that on the chin as well.
But you can't bank a percentage point. So a relatively smaller share in a much bigger market is a good game for the financials because the maths have to work.
And then something else I did. Oh my God, we were talking about this yesterday. So typical Maxine. COVID happened.
Yep.
Everybody was like, shit, I've got no money, what are we gonna do? I went online, I did a post. Hi everybody, I know you're all scared, where's the money coming from? We have a no obligation subscription, you can cancel any time. Cancel. It was the best thing I did. Do you know why? They all come back, they all recommended us, and they all really, really trust us. We grew so much after that because people went, oh my God, this company is brilliant. And we gave, we look after people,
But you're, and there's not many brands get the permission to do this, and I say the permission,
yes.
I really mean it.
Would I be able to do that now?
It's much harder now. Right, I'm going to spin it back to personal.
Yep.
What's the one thing that still frightens you to death, or that old question keeps you up at night? What's the thing that almost keeps you driven in a way? Because generally what frightens you is the thing that keeps you driving.
I'm sure there is something, right? But I struggle to find it because it sounds really bizarre. And I hate saying this, but it's true. I've been frightened all my life.
So it's always been there?
Yeah, all my life I've had to look over my back. Even when my mum used to work nights, I used to wee on the carpet in the lounge and blame it on the dog because I was so frightened.
At what age was this?
Well, this was probably about 10. She wasn't working then, she was going out for a drink. I remember my friend becoming a prostitute. And I remember crying to my mum that I didn't want to be a prostitute because that was a career choice for the people that lived on my street, right? My mum used to wash my hair with fairy liquid. That was my birth control. Yeah. No one was coming near me, thank God. So I think I've always been frightened, Steve, and it sounds really bizarre. So because of that, I don't think I'm frightened of anything. It's like penniless. It's only fucking money, right? I've been penniless. I know what that feels like. I suppose my biggest fear is losing this. I've already said to my kids, if that happens, I'm checking out. I will check out.
Yeah.
So that is my biggest fear. Took a while to get there, but that would definitely be my biggest fear.
I get that.
I'm fiercely, probably too independent actually.
My driver is and it keeps me awake. It does keep me awake at night sometimes, professionally, but more personally, is letting people down.
Oh, 100%. I was thinking that.
Just that alone is the driver. So, right, non-serious.
Yeah.
Favourite joke?
Oh my God, I'm rubbish at jokes. What did one snowman say to this other snowman?
No clue.
Do you smell carrots?
Oh my goodness me.
I love it.
You've heard my favourite joke, haven't you?
No, go on.
You love travelling, don't you?
Yeah.
Fastest growing city in the world?
Somewhere in India, I say right now.
Starts with a D.
I don't know.
Dublin. Keeps on doubling and doubling.
That's terrible.
You're going to use that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Actually, talking about travelling, my friend just come back from Argentina and he said, actually, I can't believe, he said it's quite cold this time of year.
Really?
He says it's actually bordering on chilly. No?
I think that was quite a good one actually.
Yeah, I think so. I own the IP on that though.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Should we head back?
Shall we? Got to get back on it though.
I know, yeah, that's the scary thing. Let's just make sure we don't fall in.
Yeah, can I just say, these are both my paddleboards and I gave him the best one.
Believe that, you'll believe anything. She kept that one. Maxine kept that one because it's yellow.
Yay! So. It's interesting how I've learned so much from my children, you know. I know it sounds really weird. Even relationships.
You talked about 2 marriages.
Yep.
Sensitive question. What happened? More you, more them, or is it just?
Definitely me. First one, I was with Billy for about 5 years on and off. Loved him. Fucking crazy bloke. Fun, fucking fun. We split up for a year. Didn't see him. He phoned me on the Monday.
Yeah.
I was about 22, 21, and he said, "Hi Max, it's Billy." I went, "Oh, hello." He said, "Happy birthday." I said, "Thank you." He said, "The folks getting married on Thursday." I went, "Yeah, all right."
Get lost. And you went, yeah?
I loved him.
I love that story. With Joe, I've been married 21 years in November.
That's pretty awesome.
Been together for about 26.
So how old were you when you met her then?
University.
Oh,
so
really?
She happened to be in my university, so he did
Hello,
business.
how are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
No spitting, please. You can throw coins, but nothing
Yeah,
else. Or chocolate.
£10 notes, actually.
Yeah.
We were in the same business sport course. We were friends for 2 or 3 years.
Nice.
And we just both then got together.
Love it. Holy smoke!
Somebody nearly went and it wasn't me, Eddie. I'm glad that wasn't captured on film, though.
I swear to God. I'm glad I got strong legs, you know, otherwise I'd have been in then.
Yeah. It could have been worse. Could have been me.
Could have been. And my second husband.
Yeah, I was going to come on to you. So Rob?
Yeah, so I was doing sales marketing for a country house hotel in Bath called Box House. It's beautiful. We had big weddings there, and I was sales and marketing. The manager was nicking money, and I knew he was pocketing money.
You are kidding?
Yeah, and I couldn't go to the owner unless I had evidence. So you had this big wedding, and it was a Sky ski commentator, Nicky Fellows. It was his wedding. There's all these beautiful, gorgeous men, like skiers there, really good looking.
Sounds terrible.
I know. They were all really flirtatious. One person ignored me.
And that was him?
That was him. Now listen to this, how confident was I? They all signed the visitor's book. And bearing in mind, him and I had not exchanged 2 words. So I sent him this postcard saying, "If you fancy sharing a bottle of Chateau Lynch Massage with the lady you went to bed thinking about all weekend and the lady you woke up thinking about all weekend, give me a ring." How fucking confident was that?
That is bloody confident.
Touché. And that was it. He phoned me.
Fair play. Still in touch?
Yeah, we're really good friends, actually.
And you
He's the father of my children.
You talked about your mum being alcoholic.
Yep.
You don't touch alcohol?
Because
of that. So if you touched it and then stopped, what was the
defining moment?
Yeah.
Rob and I partied like you would not believe.
Yeah.
I've always partied. I've grown up in a party environment.
You were definitely a partier.
I so was, with bells on. And then we split up, my decision, and then I was on my own. When you drink on your own, your children notice it more. Anyway, the defining moment for me, Margot was 11, 12, her hair was falling out. And I would say that I've never hidden wine in my life. This particular night she was crying, really bad, her hair was falling out. And I stood in front of her and I said, "Well, do you think it's the divorce?" Because they didn't have a good relationship with their dad then. And she went, "No, I think it's that." And I had white wine in a mug. I've never had a drink since.
Fair play. And how many years ago was that?
13. When it started affecting my children, because they needed, leaving Rob was really hard. We had the perfect life. If I said I wanted something, I'd just get it. I was really spoiled. It was awful.
Yeah.
Taking them out of that environment was really, really hard. And then to not be their rock.
Just wasn't a thing. Yeah, you could not do that, right?
And it's really interesting, like what you were saying, who's the one in charge? Darcy's definitely the bossy one.
Yeah.
Margot is the one that has always pulled me up. I absolutely listen. And you know, if a bloke had said to me, "Give up drinking," I'd have said, "Go and whistle Dixie."
Yeah.
But when it's your children, it's different. And yes, I missed it. I missed it for 5 years. Like, it was really, really hard.
Yeah.
But now I go out and people think I'm drunk anyway. So no, it's definitely, Absolute Collagen would not be here if I was still drinking. I have absolutely no shadow of a doubt.
My parents are both pharmacists.
Yeah.
So again, growing up, all my friends smoked. But my parents as pharmacists, the irony here is they used to smoke 30, 40 a day.
That's crazy.
Benton Hedges, the proper stuff.
Yeah, know those.
And I've never touched a cigarette in my life. Talking about, in Rob's case with his daughter's dads, you didn't mention your dad.
Oh, well, I'm adopted. So.
Did you look back and, yeah?
Yeah, I found out.
How was that? That must have been tough.
I'd never really wanted to.
Yeah.
And then I was reading my records. Because when you go to, you have these records, like from social, you have to go through a social worker. And I was reading my records and there was lots that blanked out. But there was one name there of a guy called Norman Brimble, and it kept coming up. Anyway, I found this guy called Brimble from Bath, and I asked him if he knew Norman Brimble, and he went, oh yes, so-and-so, so-and-so. My mum knows him, but he's passed away. So I didn't think anything of it. A couple of months later, I forget, my children got access to my social media. I'm sat on the sofa, Darcy comes, sits by me, and she starts crying. I said, what's wrong? She said, I got something to tell you. I went, what? Your mum's dead? I went, no, I know she's dead. She went, no. Your adoptive mum. So Darcy had taken it upon herself after reading my social media, and I reached out to this bloke to find.
Fair play.
So my natural mother died when she was early 30s.
Wow.
And I think it was addiction.
So it is a value that, like, your parents,
Yep.
that you've taken away and adopted now
Yep.
in your professional, just in life
Yep.
generally. What's that one value?
My mum, and probably my dad actually, just because somebody doesn't do it your way, it doesn't make them wrong. It actually makes them very, very strong.
Yeah.
That is the one thing I always say, that because my mum was the black sheep of her family, she did
Yep.
things her way, and my dad was kind. And that's probably the two things that I've taken away. Be kind with your emotions,
Yeah.
and respect that people do things differently.
Yeah.
What about you?
Easy one. And they were both equally obsessed with this, is you treat people well. It doesn't matter who they are, what they are, you just treat people well.
But I think that really
and
comes
they always
across.
said if you do that, you'll do okay in life.
But I think that really comes across in you as well.
The other advice I got from my dad actually was you never take yourself too seriously.
Yep.
And the amount of people actually in the professional world who have a real issue with taking themselves too seriously. So, last question before we disembark.
Yeah.
And after the train goes past, I'm going to go back to business now.
Yep.
If you're going to give a founder, CEO, leader one bit of advice based on your career so far, because it sounds like you're far from being done,
Yep.
what's the one key takeaway?
Be you.
Okay.
So your product, your brand, your service will always be aligned with who you are.
Yeah.
So it's really important to be authentically you. And if you're creating a product or service that's already out there, don't try and copy that, make it yours. Because there's always a different audience for a different...
Yeah.
So I think remaining who you are.
So authenticity, huge.
100%. Like,
Love that.
it's, well, you have.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my one piece of advice, always. And if there's bits you don't like about yourself, change them, because we can all change.
No, I love that. And actually you find that people do change actually as they grow bigger businesses and
I guess never forget.
sometimes they lose the actual reason why they first started.
Yeah, I get that, and I suppose that comes back to never forgetting where you come from.
Yeah.
When stuff gets tough, it's going back to why did we create? Why are we here? Why do we exist? And I think you have to take yourself back to that quite a lot.
You know what my bit of advice is? And it's generally because I touch obviously now a lot of fast growing, generally young founders who are onto something. They've solved the problem with a product and they're now motoring, is their ability to keep perspective. Like they have a bad sales week and the world's going to end. And I'm like, you've still got your health.
Yeah.
Nobody's died.
Yeah.
It's like, keep perspective.
Yeah.
So.
And learn from that, right?
Yeah. You know what? We haven't fallen.
I'm busting
You know what? We're winning. If we haven't fallen, we've won. That was really good. Really enjoyed that. Didn't fall in.
I know.
Ready for the Olympics. Right here. Let's bring it in.
Oh, bless you, darling.
It was lovely. Will you not?
Changemakers. Changemakers.
Yeah, Changemakers.
Birmingham Children's Hospital.
Milesy, Mark, Matt. This is for you. We haven't died. We're still here. Thank you for your time.
Don't feel you've got to.
I love this woman.
I love you too.
Inspiring.